Hey guys, here are my UFC 123 predictions, and this time I'm switching it up. You know, a lot of people are like, Joanne, you always start with the main fight. You know what? I'm not. I'm starting with Gerald Harris versus Michael Gonçalves. Goncalves. I'm sorry, I'm horrible with pronunciation, but I do know that he is a wrecking machine from Shootbox. He's making his UFC debut, and 21 out of his 25 fights have ended with by TKO or KO. So he's one of those guys that can storm through the division after his debut, but he's going to have to get through Harris, and Harris is no slouch. He has heavy hands. He's a tough American wrestler, and I've realized that in my previous predictions, when in doubt, or I'm confused about who to pick, I got to go with the American wrestler. So I'm going to go with Harris by TKO. Next prediction is Phil Mr. Wonderful Davis versus Tim the Barbarian Bosch. And Davis is a four-time All-American and a national champion senior year. He's undefeated. He's one of those fighters that keeps on improving. His competition keeps on getting tougher. He's ever evolving. He's fighting Tim, and Tim is a very heavy-handed man, or barbarian if he prefers. I definitely see Tim defeating Davis in this fight, probably by TKO. But like I said in my previous prediction, when in doubt, I'm picking the American wrestler. Kind of crazy because I'm kind of biased towards American wrestlers in these predictions, but I'm going to go with Phil Davis to have him win. Next prediction is Quentin Rampage Jackson versus Machida, and the new saying on the message boards when Rampage lost to Evans is that he got walled and stalled, which I'm sure Rampage was really frustrated with Evans that he didn't want to trade. And I think Rampage is going to be frustrated again on this fight because Machida is an elusive son of a gun. Shogun, came out with a thunder, put Machida away really quick. Everyone was super surprised. I think Rampage could do it. I definitely think he could, but I'm leaning towards a decision in this fight. I'm sorry, Rampage. I don't have my chains. I'm so sorry. I'm leaning towards Machida in this fight, so I'm going to go with Machida by decision. But it would be cool if Rampage knocks him out. How about that? I'm leaning towards Machida, but I think it would also be cool if Rampage knocks him out. So we'll see what happens in this fight. Next prediction is Matt Hughes versus BJ Penn, and the trilogy will soon be complete. Oh yes. Matt Hughes really shocked me with how he disposed of Almeida. He's still a tough veteran with solid wrestling, and he's got crazy old man strength, and I'm sure he cannot wait to put BJ Penn on his back once more. With that being said, you guys have to forget what I said in my previous posts about American wrestlers. I'm going to completely contradict myself right now. I might be going out on a limb, but I think Matt Hughes might be a little overconfident with his hands, and I think BJ Penn might TKO him on his feet. So I'm going with BJ Penn by TKO. Last prediction is George Soteropoulos versus Joe Lozano, and I left it for last for a reason. There comes a time every few prediction videos where I have to make a prediction with a fighter that I have already worked with. I've worked with Joe, I'm friends with Joe. He has an army, clan, nation of friends who train with him, go to his fights, have his back no matter what, and I've met them through working with Joe. And they may or may not kill me in my sleep if I pick against Joe. On the other hand, Eddie Bravo I've worked with, and he lives in LA. I live in LA. It's kind of a little too close for comfort right there. He actually left his post at the UFC to work with fighters, George being one of them. George keeps winning. I keep going against George, and if I pick against George one more time, Eddie might name a move after me based on whichever way he wants to kill me. So there's two things in this world which I don't want, and that's to be killed by a bunch of people from Boston or some crazy rubber guard technique. This is really hard. George is Australian though, so that kind of makes me sway a little bit more to Joe too. But anyway, I have to make a prediction. I have to suck it up, and I have to do it. So I'm going to pick Hello? Hi, Mom. Yeah, you kind of caught me at a bad time. I was kind of doing my prediction video. Yeah, I was pretending that the sound was messed up, but they kind of realize that now because my phone rang. That it wasn't. Yeah, still have to make a prediction. Love you too. Love you. Love you too. Bye. This is awkward. I mean, technically I said my prediction. You guys just couldn't hear it. So, I mean, what do you want me to do? I'm not gonna say it again. I just told you. Look, there's something there. I swear, look. There's something there.